Welcome to Matt's Casual Cooking. Today we will be making breakfast burritos. Very easy meal for yourself to make in the morning and with pretty much any other ingredients that you want to put in it. And I will be going over how to do it. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright, and now for the ingredients. You're going to need 12 large eggs. You're going to need 8 ounces of shredded cheese. You can use any kind you want. I'm using 8 ounces of Colby Jack today. You're going to need some salt and pepper, and then you're also going to need 2 red potatoes, small red potatoes. You're also going to need 2 bell peppers, either cut up, either diced or cut into strips. You're going to need 1 large onion, and that's really it today. You're also going to need olive oil, dill weed, and you're going to need optional hot sauce. So first, you can see in front of me I have the 2 potatoes. They are diced. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take the olive oil, and you're going to need about a teaspoon, or just kind of drizzle it on. That's realistically all you need, maybe just a hair more. Alright. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to sprinkle a little bit of dill on top of it. Dill goes really good with potatoes. Gonna be a little bit liberal with it, so you can either kind of swish it around like this, or if you want, just take a spatula and just kind of, what we're looking for is we're trying to get the potatoes nice and coated with it, as we're about to cook them here in just a second. Alright, I'm going to set this aside. Go ahead and put it in your pan. Alright, and for the eggs, you can see I already have them beaten. So after you beat the eggs, you're going to add the cheese and the salt, as much of the salt and pepper as you want, and we're not actually going to put this in with the potatoes yet. We're going to do that afterwards. Same thing with the bell peppers and onions. After the potatoes are cooked, we're going to add those into it, and then we're going to actually add in the eggs around the ingredients. So go ahead and set this aside. And if you need to, every once in a while, just give it a quick whisk, the eggs. It's been sitting there a while. Alright, so now that we have the potatoes in the pan, what we're going to want to do is just turn it to medium high. And what we're going to just look for on the potatoes is just the edges browning a little bit, just kind of get a little heated up, and after that we'll add the bell peppers and onions. Now what you want to do is just, if you want, just kind of take it, pick it up, and kind of put it in a swirling motion. Or if you want, just take your wooden spoon I used earlier and just kind of push them around. I'm just going to wait for it to heat up and start cooking. Alright, so right now, it's not going to take too long. Some of the potatoes are already starting to brown on the side. There's a little smoke, so if you do start noticing a lot of smoke, turn it down a little bit. You do not want this thing to catch fire. And also, if you notice, I'm using a non-stick pan. You do not want to use a cast iron for eggs. There are some places out there that say you can, but you do have to use like a lot of butter or oil on them, and I just don't recommend it at all because it can get pretty sticky. But if that's all you have, I mean, work with that. So they're starting to brown and smell them a little bit. another minute. Alright, so they're pretty much browned on all sides at this point. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to add our vegetables. Now your vegetables are not going to take long to actually cook. Once they basically become translucent, we're going to pour the eggs in. Should only take like a minute or so, shouldn't take too long. Now this is almost done. Before we pour in the eggs, I did want to mention the reason we're doing it this way is because what we're looking for is we want the eggs to kind of get the flavoring of what we're cooking. So if you wanted to add meat to this, what you want to do is cook the meat and anything else first and then put in the eggs around it as well. So that's kind of why we're doing it this way instead of putting in the eggs with everything as well. So this is actually pretty close to being done. I do want to mention that. So now actually we are going to go ahead and everything's starting to look, but these are starting to look done. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and add in the eggs. And we're going to go ahead and set aside our wooden spoons. We're not going to be using that for now. Alright, so go ahead. Alright, so go ahead now and grab your eggs and a spatula. We're just going to pour. Kind of take your spatula and push off any of the eggs. See, just try and get as much as we can. Alright, I think we're good there. Now what you want to do is take another spatula. Just kind of want to push it around. Now, this is almost done, and if you wanted to, you could add a couple more spices to this. You could add some basil, some dill, a little bit more dill on top if you want, just like so. Just kind of cook that. We're just going to stir that around and kind of cook that in. You can pretty much do whatever you want at this point with it, but now the eggs are, realistically, they are pretty much done at this point. But we're going to do one more thing. And this involves the hot sauce I mentioned earlier. I learned this one from my brother. Now, doing it this way, I mean, you can put on the hot sauce afterwards if you like, but doing it this way, just like with everything else, you're going to be cooking the hot sauce into it. So you can use as much or as little as you want. Obviously more, it's going to be a little bit hotter. A lot less, obviously, you're going to taste a little bit. But just kind of take it and just kind of run it back and forth like this. So you have as much as you want, and I'm actually out. And that's actually pretty good. It's a good amount. It's going to give me a nice flavoring. You're actually going to, once it starts cooking, you're going to smell it as well. So what we want to do is just go ahead and start. Now the eggs will probably turn a little red, but that's because of the hot sauce. And you are going to smell it, and it's going to be really, it's going to taste really good if you get everything done. Alright, so these eggs are done. These eggs are done, so what we're going to do now is we're going to turn the heat off, and we're going to set this aside. You want to remove it from the heat for the next step when we actually put the burrito together. Alright, and this is our spicy kitty, Autumn. She loves burritos, and she pretty much loves hot sauce too. So she's going to be, again, our taste tester today once she wakes up. So we're going to let her go to sleep and get nice and hungry for our food. Alright, so I'm going to go over now making the burrito and putting it away for your lunch. So this isn't going in any sort of plastic container. So what you're going to need here is you're going to need your wax paper, and you're going to need either large or extra large burrito shells. I do have extra large, and I'll show you. We're going to go ahead and how to do it. So take your wax paper and just kind of give it a good, a little bit larger maybe than what you need. You don't need a whole football field, but just large enough for it. You need something to scoop out the filling. Alright, so take your burrito shell, set it down. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the filling. You need to do this a couple times instead of one big glop. That's fine too. I'm going to set it in the middle. And probably get a little bit more. Alright. Alright, set in the middle. So what you want to do now is you want to take the sides, fold them, take the top and fold it, and take the other side and just fold it over. Now what you want to do is you want to hold it down, roll it on top so the seam is on the bottom. And what you want to do is take the top like this, just like a burrito, and voila! You have a packaged burrito. Now you can stick this in the fridge just like this is, and then all you need to do, you can microwave it in the wax paper, only about a minute or two. I wouldn't necessarily do any more than that, depending on how much filling you have. And that's how you make the burrito. And so this was a delicious meal, or you can even do this in the afternoon for any kind of burrito that you make. And you can microwave it in here for 1 to 2 minutes. I wouldn't do any more than that. Alright, and if you liked and if you loved this meal, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment if your taste buds and your stomach enjoyed it. Please have a good rest of your day.